Today I'm honored and overjoyed to be joined by one of my best friends in the industry, Marz from Charizma Entertainment.
Today we're going to talk about cinematography and entertainment. How to play well in the sandbox.
What's up everybody? My name's Jason from Night Owls Media and For Love Films, and today I am overjoyed and really honestly happy to be sitting down with you. This is
We've talked about this for a while.
We've been talking about this for a long time.
And we've been wanting to do this because I feel like the information that we're going to share with everyone is going to be extremely helpful.
Let's dive into this conversation because this is the conversation you and I have been having literally for years now. I think there's a lot of miscommunication and possibly animosity between the DJ world and the videographer world.
Let's not say miscommunication. Say no communication.
Fair. Very fair.
Because miscommunication means that you communicate something and no one didn't understand it. Yeah. First question.
Yes.
Okay, what's one of the things you think about DJs that you would like to bring to light? The things that bother you?
I would love to talk about light during a reception. We bring lights to make sure that the toast look good, the first dance looks good, but sometimes when a DJ will throw on like a really blue light, and it kind of kills the mood visually. So being able for us to control that light during that time is really pivotal.
This is why videographers and DJs should talk to one another long before we get to the process.
So let's talk about the people who don't do that. I think how long you and I have been in the game, I think the number one thing it comes down to is communication. And most importantly, probably communication before the day of, specifically when it comes to audio.
Yeah, now here's the thing. That's what I want to talk about. That's my first thing, is the fact is that the disrespect, and I will use that, the disrespect that videographers have for DJs and assuming that they can walk in, not introduce themselves, and ask for something that's going to be a pivotal thing for them.
Pivotal.
Keyword. Pivotal thing for them to do their job successfully. Right. And the first time you meet them, they say, can I plug this in?
Not how you doing.
Not how you doing. If it's your job to make sure you get clean audio, don't you think a phone call would be enough to do that?
Right.
Why can't they just call and introduce themselves? Here, I'm from Slow Mo Video, and you know what? I'm going to be working with you guys. We generally like to get a clean line of audio. Is that possible with your system? Right. You know, Jimmy's going to be working with you. I'll have him introduce himself when he gets there.
Bingo.
And that's just professional courtesy. Same with the DJs. And this is another subject, like playing requests. I don't give a care. You want to hear a song? Let me play it. I know 3 minutes later it's going to be done.
Yeah, right.
Make an ally. Make an ally.
And that's what it is. So when I go into a wedding day, before the wedding day, I typically like to reach out about 2 weeks ahead of time, but usually the photographer and the DJ, because they're going to be my best friends on the day.
They're going to make sure that it's easy for you to maneuver around the room. There needs to be a bridge in that sense. Yes. You're charging this person to do a video, but you're relying on DJs to provide you with clean lines.
We're relying on you for a service.
Yeah. We're relying on you for a service. So what would you think would be the way that we can bridge this gap? Because you're charging people for a service that you can't provide.
That you're doing.
That you can't provide. Right. I'm providing that for you.
Right. Granted, this is me, because I always thought it was like commonplace. When a photographer works with a planner or anyone else, they always offer up photos. At the end of the day, it's like, here's something for your social media, website, whatever. When I work with a DJ, I always offer, hey, I would love to give you some footage at the end of the night. Maybe something a little tight, edited 30 seconds or something that you can use for whatever you want. For a promo. I would get the DJ spinning. I would get the DJ like interacting with people.
To me, that's a perfect scenario. The challenging part is that how many people are going to get that footage back in a timely manner? Okay. Because most people aren't like you. Right now, if you shot something, how long would it take you to edit? The time to sit down and do it.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Okay, because one, you're a professional at your craft. Two, in this day and age, Amazon has messed it up for everybody. People have been groomed to not wait. The same thing with a phone call. You tell me you can't get back to somebody for a few days, you better be in the hospital, something like that.
Okay, so on that note, would you prefer a phone call or an email? Like, I always like email because it's kind of like a constant, like
but here's the thing, you can do email. I think that the professional way to do it in my world is that, and it's not to start friction with people, It's that my role in that day equally important as your role. From a professional standpoint of view, do you know how awesome I can make your life? Here's what I do to people who come and introduce themselves and everything like that. I say, first thing I say, are you on social media? I would love to follow you. Second thing is that here's a schedule, because we print out extra copies so that in case people want to know what's going on.
Right.
I said, the only thing I ask of you is that if you leave the room, please let me know, because I don't want to start anything without you.
Which is completely reasonable.
Do you want to work with that guy?
100%.
Do you want to work with that woman? Absolutely. Here's the thing that people need to know about videographers and photographers and DJs is the unwritten rule. If I know I'm working with somebody that I've worked with before,
Oh, yeah.
my energy is like, oh, snap.
Yep.
I love that guy. I can't wait to see him say, hey, Jay, what's up, baby? We get to work together tonight.
And it's not a fake energy.
No.
It is a legit happy energy.
It's a happy energy because you know what? We have to find a place in the event that belongs to us.
Mm-hmm.
And the us is working with someone that you know you get along with.
Yep.
And you know who's got your back.
Okay, so there's two things I'd like to talk about from a videographer standpoint for a DJ.
Okay.
One of them is called spatial awareness. This happens all the time when I'm doing toasts.
Okay.
So I'm shooting a toast giver or something, and sometimes a DJ will just stand in the background and just look around. And sometimes like I'll walk around the venue, I'll be like, can you move over here really quick? And 9 times out of 10, they're like, yeah, okay, cool. If you see a camera kind of pointed at you, maybe just scoot to the side a little bit.
Or participate.
Or just like watch and like engage with it. But like the amount of video that I have of just like a DJ like staring up at the sky.
Can shoot from a different angle so that they cannot have that person in their shot.
Correct. That is always my first go-to decision. But usually where I end up setting up is for a multitude of reasons. Not only is the light right, but I'm making sure the eye line's right. But I think the biggest thing that I worry about where I'm posting my camera is that I'm not in anyone's way. Because not only do I have to get that shot, but I don't want to be a hindrance.
You have to be obtrusive. Unobtrusive. So that absolutely positively makes sense. You know, we do a great job. I think as a whole, as a professional, we do a great job as trying not to upset the natural habitat of an event.
And the other thing is, and it's only ever happened at 2 weddings, but 2 is too many, is the DJ playing sound effects during toasts or the vows.
Sound effects?
Yeah. Fake clapping, ooh, slide whistles.
Did you like go, what the f*** is that?
The whole best man speech is filled with sound effects. And at first I thought it was like the best man's choice to do it. And I was like, okay, that's fine.
Until you saw his face.
And then he turns around the DJ looking like, what the hell was that noise?
You're making it about yourself.
You're making it about yourself.
A person that's going to play sound effects thinks they're funny.
Yep.
They think they're funny. They think it's about them. They think they're doing a television show. This is someone's life. Okay, number one, first thing you do, contact and communication. Let's not do it a week before the party or at the party. Number one thing, minimum 2 weeks before the event.
I agree. I think doing the week of, I don't get that.
No, the week of,
There's too much other stuff going on.
It's like trying to contact your client during the week. They got other stuff going on. They don't need to hear from you.
Correct.
Introduce yourself. And if you need my services, let me know you need my services. Right. And don't assume that you can ask me for it and it's just going to be reciprocal. The second thing is to be professional. When you get to the event, just be human.
Still introduce yourself again. Don't expect
Introduce
them
yourself.
to know you.
When you get to the event, be prepared. Don't have one source to be able, well, I only got XLR. You got XLR for me?
Okay, for those of you watching this, I have talked about this numerous times. You should have a bag of different cables because you should not assume
Bag o'
your
cables.
DJ is going to accommodate the one thing you have.
Bag o' cables. Just be prepared.
Yeah.
Okay? And don't assume that you can approach any professional without introducing yourself, identifying yourself,
Right.
and understanding what they're doing at the time.
Because if they're in the middle of something, I am not going to go interrupt them. I might introduce myself while they're carrying something.
Which is different. It's very different.
But I'm not going to ask any permission.
How many times are we interrupted in the middle of doing something. People, it's all the time.
How do we do anything without being interrupted? It doesn't happen.
A simple question. You know what that question is, Jay? Excuse me. Is this a bad time for you? My name is.
There you go.
Is this a bad time?
Because you can say yes, and anyone in our industry will go, cool.
What I do is that when people say that to me, well, let me know when is a good time because I want to give you my undivided attention to go over the information so that we're clear.
I love that.
Way too often, our attention is divided, and in that division, there's a small piece that is missing, and it usually comes up, and guess what happens? That small piece becomes list.
Yes.
And the final thing, the fourth thing, if there's a fourth thing, is that, you know what, be supportive. The thing that you don't know is that you don't know what that person has experienced and what they're going through that day.
Yep.
And as much as we try not to, you know, what happened at home or what happened on the road affects people. So have empathy, and empathy will always keep you on the sunny side of the street.
Marz, again, thank you so much for taking the time to come out today.
Well, thank you for asking me out and stuff like that. Oh, social distancing. Give me some time. Give me some time. I leave you with this. My favorite poem in the whole world is The Road Not Taken. And if you don't know the poem, it's by Robert Frost. Go read it. But at the end of the poem, it says, 2 roads diverged in the wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. It is time to take the road less traveled to make the difference in your life. Build the industry and the business that you want, not the one that you had.
Guys, make sure you go check out everything Marz is doing right now. Go check out his socials. Marz, where can people reach out to you?
Well, I mean, they can find me on Facebook and Instagram. Okay. DoYouHaveCharisma.com is the website. You know, Charizma Marz is my Instagram tag, and Charizma Entertainment, Facebook.
That's all for this week. Until next time, be better and do something awesome today.